Do you understand the role of innovation in the entrepreneurial process? Do you even know what innovation means? Hello, I'm Dana Scranton, and I'm going to help you answer that question. This is episode 3 in an 8-part series where we are talking about the 7 I's of entrepreneurship. Now, the 7 I's of entrepreneurship are the foundational actions that an entrepreneur must take in order to be effective. And in the first series, we talked about the first I, which was inquiry, asking why, how, what, investigating the marketplace, taking a look at how your customers live and the issues and problems and dreams and aspirations that they may have. You look at how they do things, you question why they do them, and so forth. So that inquiry phase was all about asking questions to gather information, to gather data, so that you can execute on the second I in the series, which is innovation. Now, at the beginning of this video, I asked you if you really understood what innovation is. That's a term that is oftentimes thrown around, and it becomes an all-inclusive term. It's a very flexible term, which is good news for you, the entrepreneur, but let's be very specific about what we seek to do as entrepreneurs in the innovation phase. When we talk about innovation, we talk about change. We talk about the process that eventually will lead to disruption of the marketplace, disruption of the way people do things. But innovation in and of itself is not the disruptive influence. That comes in some of the later I's that we're going to talk about. Innovation is where you pull together all the information, the thoughts and the ideas and the concepts, and you synthesize your theory of how you can bring change to the marketplace in a given area. In your inquiry phase, you identified the areas of dissatisfaction and the voids in the marketplace and the deficiencies that your marketplace is living with. And you came with an idea. You came with a purpose, with a passion. Something in the back of your mind said, I have a solution to this problem. And now you've gathered the information. So in the innovation phase, you pull together and you synthesize that which you believe to be a solution to the market's problem. Now, you may end up with multiple solutions, multiple ideas. And that's fine, because in the next phase, in the next I, is where we're going to talk about testing those. And we'll get to that in the next episode. But right now I want to share with you a few quotations about innovation. And there are certainly many of them out there. But here is one I want to begin with, because as an entrepreneur, you are also a leader. So here's a quote from Steve Jobs. He's one of my favorite entrepreneurs, and very likely one of your favorites as well. Steve said, innovation distinguishes between leaders and followers. Now, I want you to think about that. Now, of course, I don't know what industry you're in, what business you happen to be involved in as an entrepreneur. But there are businesses that thrive on duplication. In other words, they are copycat businesses. Nothing wrong with that. It enables the common person with limited amount of experience and knowledge to create a business system and to generate revenue from that business system by simply copying what someone else has done. Now, this is true in the case of insurance. It's true in the case of mortgage banking. It's true in the case of network and affiliate marketing. And there's a whole area of different entrepreneurial ventures that benefit from duplication. But that does not mean they're entrepreneurs. You see, as an entrepreneur, you are a leader. You bring about change. You bring about purposeful change. You have a vision, you act on it, and you change the way things are done for the better. That makes you a leader as opposed to a follower. Now, here's another quote, and this comes from one of the world's most renowned business experts, Peter Drucker. And it goes like this: innovation is the specific instrument of entrepreneurship, the act that endows resources with a new capacity to create wealth. Now, earlier in this video, I mentioned synthesizing new solutions from ideas and concepts and observations that you may have made. Those are all resources. You have to look out into the marketplace and ask yourself, how can I combine things that already exist to create a new wave of change? And that's innovation. And that's what Peter Drucker was talking about. Innovation is the engine of change. It is the engine that creates the migration of wealth forward in the world. Now, here's a long quote, and it comes from J.K. Rowling. I'm sure you know who she is, the author who put together the Harry Potter series. Now, this is a very, very interesting quote. And here's another quote from Steve Jobs that has some very relevant significance to our journey as entrepreneurs. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. Now, as an entrepreneur, when you're in this innovation phase, you can connect the dots going backwards. That means you can look and see what's happened in the past. You can look at the resources that are available. You can follow the paths of others. You can diverge from those. But going forward, the future is unknown and is uncertain. You have to trust in your intuition. You have to trust in your process. Here's another Steve Jobs quote, and the last quote we're going to go over in our video today. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. So as an entrepreneur, you have a vision, you have a feeling. Don't listen to the noise of others, because you have uniquely identified areas in your life where you can make a difference in the lives of others. You're unique, you're different. So when you are in the innovation phase, it is not only about innovating on a product, innovating on a problem, it is about innovating on you, innovating on your purpose, your passion, your drive, your ideas, your qualities. Because as an entrepreneur, you are driving change from within. So the innovative process is as much about you being in touch with your inner voice as it is about understanding the problems and the needs and the wants of the people you seek to serve. So that's innovation in a nutshell. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about introduction. It's a very important episode, so make sure you come back for that one. So if you got value from today's video, please like and share on your favorite social media networks, and stop by DanaScranton.com and leave a comment, and of course check out the other resources and the previous videos in this series. So until next time, I'm Dana Scranton. Take care and live your life with passion and purpose.